Hi friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the mathematical operations in JavaScript. I just given the brief details about the what kind of mathematical operations I mean. So that is addition, subtraction, and multiplication, and division, and modular. So these are the mathematical operations can be performed in JavaScript, and we may by mistake use these operations between different types of operands, such as some example, between string and a number you may apply minus operation. What will happen? You may don't know what will happen. So we are going to see which operators can be applicable and which operands. So yeah, uh, we know the data types in JavaScript are what are those. So it is string, number, boolean, null, and undefined, and also object, and its subtypes date, regex, array. So yeah, so when we perform a mathematical operation between any two operands, what will happen? It usually happen in other languages typecasting. We usually do the typecasting explicitly in other languages, but in JavaScript we don't need to do. We don't have the way to do typecasting. We have a way. It is only string to number. There is no other typecasting. So we have we have implicit typecasting. That means when you apply a mathematical operation between two operands, there is a implicit typecasting happens on the operands. So the order in which the implicit typecasting happens is I will explain you about that. So that is so for suppose the operands you take, okay, the two operands to perform mathematical operation, you take it as a string or number, or string or boolean, or string or null, string or undefined. So what will happen? I am taking the mathematical operation as plus as of now. So if I take plus and one of the operand is string, then the other operand will also convert as a string. So it is what the implicit typecasting happening here. So I will just show you how it is happening. The implicit typecasting. So string, I am taking some string, so I am taking one number. So what is happening now? UI plus 89 number. So what is happened here? 89 is converted as a string, and it is just concatenated with the other string operand. That means when you have a string in mathematical operation plus, the other operand will also convert as a string. This is what implicit typecasting happening. So if you take a mathematical, not mathematical, so boolean value as a operand. So how it is happening, you can see true itself converted as a string, like true. So when there is a string in the mathematical operation, the other operand will also automatically convert as a string. So one more thing is that plus null, how it is happening. So null is also converted as string. So you can see that what kind of implicit typecasting happening with the string. So in the similar way, when you are using an object, I will come to this object later. Before that, I will explain about the remaining primitive data types operations. Okay, so one important thing to note here is that only addition is possible with string operand. So if there is a string operand in one of the operators in mathematical operation, the operator should be plus. If the operator is minus or divided by or uh, multiplication, then it will return as a not a number, because there is no any there is no any mathematical operation applicable on the string operand. For suppose I'm using this. So what is coming here by using the divided by, so we got a not a number. So not a number is one where you want to perform a mathematical operation where it is not possible to perform that. So because we are trying to divide by gi is string by 90, which is not a possible thing, so that's why we are getting a not a number. So it used to be return value for any mathematical operation where it is not supposed to perform it, where it is not possible. So with string operand we can only perform addition. There is no other operation. Addition means here it is actually concatenation. Addition is not addition, it is actually concatenation. So there is no other operator applicable on the string as one of the operands. So next is that number. So if you take number, so we don't have a way to perform a mathematical operation with the string and number, because the string will take the precedence. And I know I have already explained you, if one of the operand is string, then only plus is allowed, that is concatenation. There is no other mathematical operation allowed with the string. So I explained already explained about the string and number operations. So we need to see the next below levels, that is after number we have boolean, null and defined. So what will happen if we perform mathematical operation between number and boolean, number and null and number and undefined, when the mathematical operations are plus or minus, divide by and multiplication. So when one operand is number and the remaining operands are one of these boolean, null or undefined, what will happen? So for boolean and null it is fine, for undefined I will explain you. So boolean and null, what will happen? Boolean we have two values, true and false. So true value, when you are perform mathematical operation with a number, with a boolean and a boolean, so boolean value will typecast it to number. So the highest data type is number here. So when there is a mathematical operation between string and other operators, it always goes the string as a high preference operand. Hence, so the other operand will try to convert into its string. So but the number and boolean, the highest operand is number. Hence boolean tries to convert it as a number. So when we say true, it is 1. So it is converted as a 1 when we are performing mathematical operation with the number. So you can see 90 plus true, what will happen? So 90 plus true is a 91. That means true converted as a 1. See, here I have explained about string plus true. What happened here is true converted as string. How? Because the highest operand is string. So boolean has to convert as a string operand. So here true plus 90, 90 number is the highest operand than boolean operand. Hence boolean will convert as a number. So true value with the number is in form of number is 1. So 90 plus 1, 91 came. So in same way 90 plus, if we give plus false, what will happen? False is a 0 value, so hence 90 plus 0 is 0. So any operation, any mathematical operation with the false usually may not result, may result in the same value, only with plus and minus, I guess. Yeah. So but divided by, it is different scenario. So divide by, what happens? It is infinite. 90 by 0 is infinity. So that's what it is happening. 90 into false is 0. Why? Because 90 into 0 is 0. So that's how it is happen. 90 and number and a boolean um, operator operand. So next is that null. So null will convert as a 0 when the other operand is a null. So when you are performing a mathematical operation with a null and a number, for suppose null plus 8, if I am supposed to, if I am given like this, null is one operand and 8 is the other operand. So null is has to convert as a highest operand in its operation, that is 8, that is number. So null tries to convert as a 8. When this is happening, null will be treated as a 0. here. So null plus 0 plus 8, it is 8, so there is no difference. So in the same way, 8 divided by null, what will happen? Null convert as a 0, and 8 by 0 is infinity, and 8 into null is what it will become. 8 into 0 is a 0 operation. So that's how the null operand works with the other operands. That is mainly this number I didn't told other things. So we can discuss about the next thing is that boolean. If you take boolean, what will happen? Okay. Yeah, we'll come about this ones. Yeah, wait. So we are discussing about boolean and the number and null and number and number and boolean number and null. A number and undefined we didn't discuss. We'll see what will happen if I do number with undefined. So for suppose 89 plus undefined, what happens? So with undefined, except string or object with undefined, all other operations will return to not a number. So here 89 plus undefined, what is happening? See, undefined, not a number will get, because undefined is not a known value. So when it is trying to perform any mathematical operation with any number, uh, any boolean or any null, so it returns as a not a number. So even we can see that null plus undefined, null plus undefined, what happened? It is not a number. Only undefined works with a string or object when we are doing a mathematical operation plus. So in other cases, it is not a number. The return value is not a number. So because undefined is a not known value, and so any mathematical operation with undefined is not a number. Not a number is a special value which returns when we are not able to perform the mathematical operation which is supposed to be. So next is that boolean plus null. What will happen with boolean plus null? So there is no there is none of these is big or small, null or boolean. So what will happen? They both tries to typecast to its higher level, that is number. So true to number it is 1, and null to number it is 0. So 1 plus 0 it is 1 will come the answer. The same way with false and null, it is 0 plus 0, 0 comes. The same way, we complete the combinations like this: string with all other these, number with the boolean, null undefined, and we completed boolean with null, null with boolean. What will happen? And we completed null with undefined also. So we covered all the combinations, and what left is the object. So with the object, it always converted as a string. So when we are using object as a operand, so for suppose object is equal to, there is an object with some a c parameter, some value is there, some we have created one object, and if we are trying to perform any mathematical operation with that object, what will happen? So object plus, so what is happening here is that object is converting as a string. So that means it is actually a string. So it actually performs what the string can perform with the mathematical operations. It is same as that. Only thing is that the object will internally convert as a string by using a method called as toString. ToString is a method which is available in all JavaScript objects. It is actually available in the object, and it is also available in the date object, array object. Actually all those are objects. So this toString method is available in all those objects. So when we are using all those, any one of those objects as an operand with any mathematical operation, what it will try to do is that it just first converted as a string, then it does the mathematical operation. So it is, then it is same as the string. So what operations applicable with the string are plus only. So with object also only plus is possible with any other operand. So in the similar way, no other operand is applicable with object as a operand. So object is available only for plus, and that too what will happen? Object will convert as a string by using the internally available toString method in the object. You can see how it is converted. ob.toString is a method. It's available in the object. So with that toString, when I used object.object, so the same thing we can see here. Object as converted as this, and it just became a string. So when we know that when we perform any plus operation with the string and other any other operand, it just does that concatenation. So it is just doing that. So for suppose I am doing ob plus undefined, what will happen? So ob will convert as a string and undefined will be converted as string. So both will be string. So it will be string concatenation. So you can see that object undefined. So that's what here you need to understand about the mathematical operations between any two data types of JavaScript operands. So I hope this will you give them more details into it. This all about this mathematical operations. Thank you very much.